Have you ever been watching a game, like football or like maybe a basketball championship or Super Bowl, and a team losing at halftime by maybe just a little bit ends up somehow coming back to win the championship? They win the big game even though they were losing halfway through. Have you ever seen that happen or heard of that happening? Well, if so, there's something going on there. There's something going on there, and I want you to use the same power that these people in these big games, these professionals at the top of their game, that are using. I want you to use that same power so that you can make this year, 2021, exactly what you want it to be. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. This is the Enjoy Life podcast. If you feel overwhelmed or stuck and you want to break free so that you can find your power to take action to achieve your goals and enjoy life, then you're in the right place. Welcome, my friend. I am glad that you're here. My name is Nick Mazie, and it's my desire to be your guide through this material so that you can choose your mindset, goals, and actions so you can guide your life to go in the direction that you want to go and enjoy it. Now let's dive right in. Hello, and welcome to the Enjoy Life podcast. As always, I'm thrilled that you're here and joining in. Today, we're talking about these teams that had come from being behind at halftime to end up winning the big game. And what key thing are they doing that you can do too to be able to turn it around and make the game what they want it to be, a success? Now, before we really dive into it, just a quick reminder, if you are interested in identifying and overcoming the goal killers, the things that are stopping you from making the progress that you want in your life towards your goals, then you got to go to nickmazie.com/tryogk. That's nickmazie.com/ the word try, TRYOGK. I've just created an online audio course that will walk you through identifying and overcoming the major goal killers that stop your progress. Now, the course is, as of this recording right now on this episode, it's not fully released yet. Still going through some processing with Listenable. Then they're the company that hosts excellent online courses. And I'm going to get you a free trial to check out Overcoming Goal Killers 101, as well as all their other courses, and get you a free trial for that. It's coming soon. But just go to nickmazie.com/tryogk. That way, as soon as it's released, you'll get all the information and you'll be able to take advantage of it. On to what we're talking about today. What goes on at halftime that makes this big change in teams' success? When a team might be down just a little bit at halftime and end up coming back to win, what happens at halftime? Well, before I say exactly that, I just want to say, look, after 2020, you probably could use a really great year. I know I can, or I could. In fact, I think about all of us could use a really spectacular year, right? And if 2021 didn't start off amazing, spectacular, and exactly the way that you want, don't worry. Don't give up hope. There's still time. There's still a chance. Just like the teams that are losing at halftime, their first half of the game didn't go exactly how they wanted it to go. It was what they did at halftime that ended up making a difference in the success. Nobody cares who's behind at halftime. It's what happens in the end. It's what they do after they realize they're behind. It's what they do after they have that halftime that ends up making a big difference. Well, we're halfway through 2021. And if you're listening to this a little bit after it comes out, don't worry. You can do this anytime. But at the halfway point is such a good time to check in and see how things are going. Because just like the big game, life gives us opportunities to review what's going on, to look back, do a little bit of review, a little bit of checking in with ourselves, evaluate what's happening. Make adjustments and changes, whatever needs to be done, make those adjustments, make those changes, do something different so that going forward in that second half or just the future, that going forward, you can do the things that are going to help you succeed and they're going to help you to get the results that you're looking for. If the beginning of 2021 wasn't as great as you'd like it to be, it's not over. It's not. So don't give up. This is just the halfway point. It's not a time to get down on yourself for not doing all the things that you want to do. It's not the time to get on yourself for not making all the changes and improvements that you wish you could have. No, instead, it's just a time to evaluate. This is why we're going to check in with ourselves. You're going to check in with you on how the first half of 2021 has gone. And then that way you can determine what you want to do different in the second half so that it can be more how you want it to be. So now if you're up for the second half of 2021 being exactly how you want it to be, knocking it out the park, and leading to the winning year that you want, need, and probably deserve, then get ready, my friend, because that's what we're talking about. So in this check-in, or this halftime of 2021, what do you need to do? What do we got to look at? Well, the first thing that I say is what's working. Look back and find out what is working. Find those successes. Because you definitely don't want to stop what's working and what's helping you to move towards your goals and have the year and the life that you want. You definitely don't want to stop that. So you got to identify what is working, what's going well. Find those successes. Not only will this help you to continue doing what's working and what's good and what's going in the direction you want, it'll help you to continue doing that, but it's a time to celebrate. I believe that if we can start with the positive, then it helps us gives us a little bit of energy. It helps us to see that there's possibilities, to have a little bit of hope and encouragement, to not be down or have despair from it's not going that right. We got to start with the positive, the successes. So what is working? What's gone well for the first half of 2021? Or just in general, the past. If there's something that's really worked for you in the past, then pull that knowledge, pull that success toward the future, toward the present right now, so that you can write that down and make sure that can be a part of your plan for the second half of 2021. So what's working? The next is what's not working. What's not going so well? Either what didn't work at all, or maybe just not as well as you would like. This is what things that we can change. You got to identify the changes that you can make. If everything was going perfect, well, then that really wouldn't be life. So what's not working? So are not working as well. And these are going to be the things that you can improve, either by improving what you're doing in that area, improving that behavior, making a little bit of adjustment, or maybe the improvement is cutting out what is absolutely not working at all. So we're going to start with the successes, what's working. Celebrate them, not only identify but to continue, but also to celebrate them. Give yourself some credit. You deserve some credit. If you care and you're trying and you're putting forth effort, then you deserve some credit. So finding out what's working, what's not working so well in the things that you need to cut out, as well as what's not working so well in the things that you just want to improve. Now I want you to ask yourself, what would you like the second half of 2021 to look like? You know how the first half went. Okay. You learned a little bit from it by checking in and evaluating how it went, trying to pull some things forward to the present so that you can prepare and make a better future. Okay. But now what do you want that future to look like? Really, the second half of 2021, what do you want that to look like? Really start to think about that, because you got to look forward to what you want in order to change what you're doing now in order to get that. Back to the reference of the big sports game and Super Bowl championship. Obviously, the team wanted to win. But this is what do you want it to look like? They're actually starting to see, okay, not only are these the things that we can improve on, but if we want to win, this is how we see it happening. Maybe they play toward a specific strength or area that they know that they can succeed in. But the same is true for you. How do you want the second half of 2021 to look like by capitalizing on the things that you can do, the things that you can do well, or the areas that you can get help in, who you can partner with to assist you or to give you the insight that you need? What do you want it to look like And what are you going to do to make that happen? The check-in with yourself, the time to evaluate and all that, it gives you the information. Then you got to figure out what you're going to do with that information. That's, how you're actually going to make it happen. And then, my friend, then it is time to take action and make it happen. You got to make that plan and then work that plan, because you do have the power to guide your life to go where you want it to go. And now is the perfect time, halfway through the year, it's the perfect time to evaluate the first half, make a plan for the second half, and then you can make it happen. You have the power. You are capable. You are amazing. Give yourself credit for what you've done. Give yourself credit for caring enough to look at what's going on, to see where you can make changes and improvements. Give yourself credit for the desire of what you want the rest of this year and your life to be. And then go ahead and give yourself credit because you're going to take action to make it happen. I believe you can because I believe in you. And now is a great time to do this check-in. I highly recommend you write this stuff down. When you write things down, it's really powerful. It makes you think about it, makes you kind of review it a little bit. And then when you're writing down what you're going to do to make it happen, it kind of adds a little bit of the commitment that you have. So just make sure you're writing it down. What's working, find those successes. Keep doing what's working and celebrate those successes. Find out what's not working at all or just as well as you'd like. That way you can identify how you're going to improve. Look at the second half. Look going forward and see what do you want that to look like? And then what are you going to do to make that happen? Write down what you're going to do. That way you can take action. You can achieve the things that you want to achieve. Make progress in the areas that are important to you and enjoy life. And that's what I want for you. And that's what I have for today's episode. So thank you for listening to the Enjoy Life podcast. It is always my pleasure and my thrill to put this on for you. If you're interested in getting free access to the Overcoming Goal Killers 101 audio course, make sure you go to nickmazy.com/OGK. That way, as soon as it's released, I can give you free access to try that and a whole bunch of other wonderful courses at Listenable. Thank you for listening. Take care. And I can't wait to talk to you again soon.